Hey guys, and welcome to my team builder of week 1 of the P4G next generation in my draft analysis, which by the way is linked in the description down below, so definitely go check that one out if you haven't seen it yet. But in that video I said I would upload team builders separately from the actual matches, but I completely forgot back then that I can't live record the battles as I don't own a capture card, so this means battles will be post commentated, which also means that I will put the team builder and the match in one video, as otherwise both separate videos would be kinda short. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up in case anyone would be confused by this video right here. But with that out of the way, let's now get to the actual team building part. This week we're facing Toxic Gaming, coach of the Chicago Bewears, and he's got a really threatening team. I really had a hard time prepping against his team. So his team consists of Zygarde 50%, a really powerful mon. It can really decimate teams, it can set up with Dragon Dance or maybe run Choice Band and really, well, wreck your team as a wall breaker. Coil is also a set that can be run on Zygarde percent. Of course, Zygarde 50% also has the 1000 arrows move, which hits flying type and levitating mon. So yeah, ground immunities don't really work against that thing. Of course, outrage, extreme speed, really strong priority for that mon. Next up, he also has Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is pretty much known as a defensive hazard setter, setting up stealth rocks and spikes. Can also be really annoying with leech seeds and protect. And of course it has that Iron Barbs ability, allowing that extra chip damage upon touching that Pokemon. And aside from these non-damaging moves, it also gets Power Whip, Knockoff, Gyro Ball, Iron Head to also hit your Pokemon. So yeah, pretty hard to take that mon down if you don't have a fire or fighting type. Next up, rounding up his Dragon Fairy Steel Core, which he has with Zygarde, Ferrothorn, but also with Primarina, that's his next mon. Primarina can just hit really hard, it doesn't really have a lot of switch-ins at all. Choice Packs Primarina with Moonblast or Hydro Pump pretty much decimates any team if you don't have the right switch in. His next one is Tornadus Incarnate, so it doesn't have the Regenerator ability that Tornadus Therian has, but it's still a really powerful mon. It also has the Prankster ability, which gives its status moves a priority like Thunder Wave or Rain Dance. He also has Araquanid. Araquanid is a really special mon. It has the Water Bubble ability, which basically halves damage from fire type moves as well as prevent it from getting burned, so that is, well, pretty nice for him. Water Bubble also doubles its water type moves, so yeah, those will hit really hard. Araquanid also got a buff in Ultra Sun and Moon, now getting Sticky Web, so he does have Sticky Web support on his team, which would be really scary if he brings it. His next mon is regular Rotom. Rotom, well, not the best electric type, it can put in some work against my team with Choice Scarf, for example. Thunderbolt and Shadow Ball could really hit my team hard. His next one is Mega Kangaskhan. Well, Mega Kangaskhan isn't really as good as it was in previous gen because of the Parental Bond nerf. It can still really put in some work, as being able to hit twice is just really powerful. He also has Superior. Superior is just a really scary mon with its contrary ability. Next up is Delphox. Delphox is an interesting mon. It has pretty nice speed and I think it also has pretty nice attack and pretty good movesets. So yeah, it could be really scary for my team, I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with Delphox, but I know it can put in some work. His next mon is Sneasel. Sneasel I'm actually really scared for because Sneasel can pretty much pursuit trap my Latios and it can also outspeed, well, most of my mons except for Mega Lopunny. So even though it's pretty much the baby form of Weavile, it's still really powerful. Choice Banded, Icicle Crash, Knockoffs, Ice Shards will really hurt. And his last mon is Medicham. Medicham has, like its Mega form, the pure power ability boosting its attack. Its speed is kinda mediocre, but with a Choice Scarf in combination with its pure power ability, it can really, well, destroy my mons. And pretty much destroy any team if you don't have the right switch in for it. And last but not least, his Z Crystal is the Waterium Z. So Waterium Z could pretty much be used on Primarina just to nuke something, but also on Tornadus Eye, since Tornadus Eye gets Rain Dance and Z Rain Dance gives it a +1 in speed, so that way it could really put in some work. It could also be run on Araquanid, but to be honest, I don't see him bringing Araquanid. Mons I do see him bringing though are definitely Zygarde, Ferrothorn and Primarina. I think he's also gonna bring Tornadus as well as Sneasel, since Sneasel can handle Latios. And his last mon he would bring is probably Rotom or Superior. I could see him bringing either of those two. But yeah, this is the team for the Chicago Bewears. As I said, I had kind of trouble prepping for it, but I did come up with a team and I hope it will be able to defeat his mons. First off, I decided that I needed to bring Mega Lopunny. We're bringing Playgrill the Mega Lopunny with max attack. I'm running Adamant because I don't really need to run Jolly, as Mega Lopunny pretty much outspeeds his whole team. I do have 236 speed EVs, that way I have just enough speed to outspeed Sneasel at max speed. And I put the remaining EVs in defense just to take moves better from, well, Sneasel or, well, pretty much any physical attacker. Moves we're bringing are Return, just a powerful normal stab, as well as High Jump Kick, but also Ice Punch for Zygarde. But I'm also bringing Fake Out for priority, which is really nice. After one Fake Out, Ice Punch knocks Zygarde out, well, the regular offensive Zygarde max attack and max speed. So that is really nice. We also naturally outspeed Lopunny if Zygarde isn't set up. So yeah, I really need Mega Lopunny to pretty much, well, break down his team for my other mons to put in work or maybe clean up itself. I also noticed that he doesn't really have the best switch into normal types. I mean, he has only one resist and one immunity in Rotom, but because of my scrappy ability, well, Rotom doesn't take normal moves, so that is really nice. So Mega Lopunny could really put in some work. I'm really, well, banking on it doing that. Also his only normal resist, which is Ferrothorn, gets hit hard by High Jump Kick, so yeah, he pretty much has nothing to switch in against Mega Lopunny. Next mon I'm bringing is Tease the Aromatisse, max defense, max HP, and with a Bold Nature, leftovers as well, and Aromaville. Aromatisse is pretty much my main switch in against Zygarde. I'm really afraid of Zygarde. Zygarde's Outrage won't affect me, and I am able to take 1000 arrows pretty well. I also have Wish and Protect to fast wishes or heal myself up, Moonblast just to hit Zygarde, and as well as other mons, pretty much as main stab. But I'm also carrying HP Fire too, so I can 1v1 Ferrothorn. I'm really thinking he would bring Ferrothorn. So yeah, Aromatisse is really a mon I need to keep healthy for Zygarde, as I said, but also for Sneasel. I'm really predicting him to bring Sneasel to handle Latios, and Aromatisse is pretty much the best switch in for that thing. Aromatisse also handles Medicham, so that is also really nice. The next mon I'm bringing is Livewire, the circuitry. We're bringing the Psychium Z this week, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Hypnosis and Tail Glow. We're bringing Max Speed Timid because this way I can outspeed Adamant, Max Speed Zygarde with 1 point, so I'm pretty sure he has to bring Jolly, so he won't get outsped by Circuitry. Originally I was going to bring Choice Scarf Circuitry, but I decided to go with Psychium Z because if I am able to use Z Hypnosis and hit something and put it to sleep, I am pretty much able to set up with Tail Glow and really put a dent into his team. If Ferrothorn is weakened, Circuitry at +3 might actually be able to sweep his team, which I'm really hoping for. Really his only answer for a setup Circuitry is Ferrothorn, but as I said, if that thing is weakened by maybe Lopunny or something else, then Circuitry can pretty much sweep. Next mon I'm bringing is of course Empoleon, Poseidon the Empoleon. It's just a max def set with max HP and 4 in defense. I really needed to bring this thing because otherwise I wouldn't have any switch in for Primarina. Primarina is another one I'm really scared of. But as I said, I'm bringing Empoleon. It is called Defog, Roar and Stealth Rock. Roar is pretty much there for, well, Zygarde in case that thing tries to set up in my face. I can just phase it out and prevent myself from getting swept. I'm also bringing Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks could come in really clutch, for example to weaken the Tornadoes. And Defog just to get rid of Hazard from Ferrothorn. And Scald is just really there to snack some burns against possibly the Ferrothorn or the Zygarde. Yeah, as I said, pretty much my main switching for Primarina. Nothing too special about it, I think. But my next mon is pretty special, and it is Scorpio the Gliscor. I'm bringing Toxicor Poison Heal, which I'm pretty much gonna run always, as it's pretty much the only viable item you're gonna run on Gliscor. Its moves are Earthquake, Ice Fan, Roost and SD, so this Gliscor is pretty interesting. So with this EV spread, let's start at the speed. With 140 speed I can outspeed, let's see. Yeah, I can outspeed max speed Adamant Medicham. I decided this speed would be nice for that. The remaining EVs are put in HP, attack and defense. 204 HP allow Gliscor to optimize the poison heal recovery you're gonna get, as 176 its HP stat is dividable by 8, so yeah, that's really nice. It's pretty much the standard HP you're gonna run on a more bulky Gliscor. I did put 32 EVs in defense though, as well as gave it an impish nature, because with this EV spread I can kind of take a Life Orb, 1000 arrows and Outrage from Zygarde, which I really want. This thing is kind of meant to take care of Zygarde, as well as pretty much hit the remaining of his team really hard. I also have 132 EVs in attack, With this attack investment, I can 2-hit KO regular offensive Zygarde with Ice Fang and one-shot it after setting up to +2 with Swords Dance. And I can also 2-shot regular offensive Primarina with Earthquake and one-shot it with Earthquake after setting up to +2. So yeah, I'm really hoping I can set up to +2 with Swords Dance and pretty much, well, hit his team very hard. I am able to outspeed Primarina, which is really nice, and I won't get one-shot by Zygarde. And of course, I just have Roots for recovery. So yeah, I'm really hoping Gliscor will put in some work. Gliscor also gives me an electric immunity because I'm also pretty scared of Rotom. But yeah, this is Gliscor, and my last mon is Latios. I decided to bring Latios. In the beginning, I wasn't really sure what my 6th mon would be. I was thinking of maybe Gourgeist to take care of Zygarde, but Gourgeist doesn't really do anything aside from handling Zygarde. And I also originally had Chandelure here, but Chandelure is kind of too slow to handle my opponent's team. So I decided to bring Latios. I'm bringing Choice Scarf Latios this week with Draco Meteor, HP Fire, Psyshock and Trick. Trick is pretty much there to trick the Choice Scarf to Ferrothorn in case we have to, so Ferrothorn will be rendered useless. Psyshock is there to pretty much hit Primarina, since Primarina is immune to my Draco Meteor. And yeah, as I said, bringing Draco Meteor just to hit Zygarde really and pretty much anything else. And HP Fire is there to hit Ferrothorn, as well as Serperior and Sneasel, even though I'm pretty sure Psyshock and Draco Meteor will do more against those two respectively. As for my EVs, I'm bringing max attack, 44 defense and 212 with a timid nature and speed. This way I can outspeed... I can outspeed max speed Delphox. In case he wants to bring Delphox, since that was a mon I could see him bringing Choice Scarf Delphox, maybe I can outspeed that thing by 1 point and knock it out with Draco Meteor or something like that. One of the reasons also bringing Choice Scarf is so I can outspeed, so I have something to outspeed +1 Zygarde, since otherwise my whole team would pretty much get outsped by Zygarde, and Zygarde could, well, pretty much sweep me. That's why I'm bringing Choice Scarf Latios this week. But yeah, this is the team I'm gonna bring. As I said, I'm not really too confident if I will be able to win, but I'm going for the win, of course. So yeah, let's get right to the match. So here we are with the match. First I want to thank both Blue Rogue and Johnny GB for joining my team and recording my match respectively. It is very much appreciated. Now though, let's have a look at the team my opponent brought. He brought a lot of things I did expect, like the Tornadus, Sneasel, Zygarde and Ferrothorn, but he also brought some things I didn't quite expect, namely the Medicham and the Araquanid. I really didn't expect to see those two. He didn't bring Primarina though, which I was pretty surprised about, and he also didn't bring Rotom or Serperior either, so that was definitely nice. So for my lead, I decided to lead off with Lopunny. He really didn't have the best switch-ins for this thing, so if I get a lead in my favor, he pretty much has to, well, let something die or get weakened. Also the Fake Out chip can be really nice. So the battle is gonna start here, as you guys can see, and as I said, I led off with Lopunny. As he leads off with his Tornadus, my plan was to just go for Fake Out, as Fake Out into return is able to knock this thing out. Also, if he stays in, it could give me some intel on his set. I could see lefties or, well, lefties pretty much. Also, if he stays in, there's a chance he's Choice Scarf, which was something to keep in mind. But Carson just switches right into the Ferrothorn to, well, pretty much eat my Fake Out. I'm gonna Mega Evolve right here. And yeah, go for Fake Out, but yeah, Fake Out isn't gonna do much and I'm gonna get a lot of chip damage because of its Iron Barb's ability. But he also reveals he's actually Rocky Helmet, so he's doing even more chip. I almost wanted to predict the switch in and go for the high jump kick, but I really didn't want to risk my Lopunny in case he stayed in. Now though is actually a pretty big turn. I go for the high jump kick right here. According to my calcs it should kill, but unfortunately he lived on the slightest amount of HP. That really sucked. I asked Carson after the match at how much it lived, and apparently it lived on 3, so yeah, that really sucked. Now he's able to set up a spike and I pretty much have to take more chip damage. So yeah, that sucked, especially the chip damage. The roar was in my favor, but that's just how the game goes. Now I just go for return right here and knock this Ferrothorn out, so at least that thing is gone. But Mega Lopunny is now extremely low and now is only one more switch in with the spike up. He now sends out his Medicham, so I'm predicting this thing to go for either Fake Out or Bullet Punch, and I decide just to switch right here, predicting that, and go right into my Aromatisse. But this was actually kinda risky if he did go for Bullet Punch, but he actually goes right for the Ice Punch, possibly predicting either my Gliscor or Latios. However, this causes me to suspect it being Scarfed, as it went for Ice Punch in the face of a Mega Lopunny. He switches right here as he can't touch Aromatisse and goes into his Araquanid. I just go for the Wish to well, if he stayed in, I could wish up, and it was pretty much my best play. So here I pretty much have a safe switching into Empoleon. I'm thinking it's able to take his moves and a defog if he decides to set up Sticky Web. So that's what I'm gonna do right here. I switch right out and go into my Empoleon. So Poseidon the Empoleon is now in. Araquanid right here. I get hurt by the spike, so but Araquanid right here goes for the liquidation. I'm thinking I can take this. But it actually does a giant amount. I get wished up though, but unfortunately I do get a defense drop. So this damage pretty much confirms to me that Araquanid is choice banded. But now this thing is in, and it's a massive problem as I really don't have any switches for it. So in the end I just decide to stay in with Empoleon and pretty much sack it off. I really don't have a switch in, as I said, so I just go for defog right there to get rid of his spike, and afterward I set up my rocks. So yeah, while it sucks to let Empoleon die right here, it really didn't do a lot against Carson's team as he didn't bring Primarina, which was pretty much the reason I brought Empoleon. So yeah, even though it could put in some work against things like the Sneasel or the Tornadoes. So yeah, in a minute he's gonna kill Empoleon, and yeah, while that sucks, it had to be done. Something had to die, and it is Empoleon, so Empoleon goes down right here. But that does give me a free switch in, and I decide to switch into Lopunny just to get off some more damage, because at this range Araquanid doesn't die to Circuitry Thunderbolt, so I wanted to get it into range of that. So I decide to go for Fake Out right here, but he switches and goes right into his Zygarde, Rendell Ortho the Zygarde. So now Zygarde is in, and yeah, I really can't allow Zygarde to set up for free, so I just expected him to pick me off with E-Speed. He's gonna eat my Fake Out, and I just stay and go for Ice Punch, but he reveals right here to actually be Yachi Zygarde, so he takes my Ice Punch with ease, and he actually reveals the, the coil. So yeah, that was really great prep on Carson's part. So yeah, he's now +1 attack, +1 defense. That really sucks. I just have to stay in right here. I hope another Ice Punch will knock this thing out. That's what I'm gonna do. Go right for another Ice Punch, but he's able to just live thanks to that coil. But now he shows off the rest, and that really sucked. He's back to full again, and yeah, that's this Zygarde is now really proving to be a problem. He's gonna eat my Ice Punches and just go for Sleep Talk, probably get some more coils or just attack me. So I'm pretty much forced to switch out right here into my designated Zygarde switch in, and that is Aromatisse. Zygarde is fast asleep, and he goes for Sleep Talk right here as expected. So yeah, Aromatisse really needs to get rid of this thing. He goes for Sleep Talk as expected, and he gets the coil right here. So he's now at +2 both in attack and defense. So I really need to get rid of this thing as soon as possible, or else it's just gonna sweep me. I do get some leftovers recovery, which is nice. Here I just have to attack it, as I said. He goes for another Sleep Talk, and this time he goes for another Sleep Talk, as I said, and this time he's gonna get rest, so that was really lucky for me. I'm really getting lucky with these Sleep Talk turns. I just go for Moonblast right here as I'm forced to attack this thing, and it actually does a lot. It's a 2-hit KO, which is definitely nice. So now he pretty much has to go for another rest when he wakes up, or switch out, but he decides to just stay in and go for another rest. So I'm pretty much fine with that, really. I can just fire off another Moonblast and just do a lot of damage again. So yeah, he is fully restored again, but there's my Moonblast. Super effective Moonblast coming from an Aromatisse, and it does over half again. And I do get the very useful Protect drop. Here Zygarde stays in again and just goes for another Sleep Talk. And this time, as you guys can see in a minute, he's able to get off the 1000 arrows, so he's finally able to attack me, which was, well, pretty much necessary for him. But since I max defense, I'm able to take the move, and I'm able to knock this thing out with a Moonblast. So a massive threat to the team is finally gone. So that's really great for me. Things could have ended very differently if he got 1000 arrows on any of his first Sleep Talk turns. So yeah, luckily for me that didn't happen. Now though, there's another problem, and it's called Araquanid. That thing just comes in again and, well, claims another kill pretty much, and there's nothing I can do about it. I just decided to just sack off my Gliscor right here. It's my least useful member at the moment. It can't touch this thing. It gets killed by Sneasel, Medicham's Ice Punch and Tornadus. So yeah, Gliscor is gone, but now thanks to my rocks, Araquanid is now in range for Xurkitry's Thunderbolt to knock it out. So I decided to go right here into Xurkitry and just go for the T-Bolt. I could have went for Z-Hypnosis, but if he stayed in and I missed Hypnosis, that would have been bad. He switches right here though and switches right into his Tornado, so I could have went for the Z move, but it is what it is. Tornadus just straight up dies to my T-Bolt, as you guys can see. A super effective T-Bolt from Xurkitry, well, anything is pretty much gonna die, so it's giving me that nice beast boost, which is really nice. Now he actually sends in his Sneasel. Again, I really wanted to go for Z-Hypnosis, but I decided just to go for the T-Bolt to finish it off, as there is a chance that Icicle Crash into Ice Shard will knock me out. Also there's the flinch chance with Icicle Crash, but he goes right here for Ice Shard, as you guys could see. So apparently he thought I was Scarfed, which I originally was, so that would have been a lot better in this match. Because if I was Scarfed, I would have pretty much gotten to sweeping right here thanks to my Beast Boost. Or if I had just went for Z-Hypnosis on any of the previous turns, but oh well, Sneasel is down now at least. He goes into Medicham right here and now pretty much, well, 100% confirms that he's Scarfed, as he's able to outspeed Xurkitry and knock me out with the high jump kick. So no Xurkitry sweep today, unfortunately, but it really did put in some work, which is definitely nice. I just go into Aromatisse right here, as he pretty much can't touch me. He makes a switch right here and goes right into the, what's it called, the Araquanid, as I just fire off another Moonblast. I probably could have predicted this and made a double, but again, that was a risk I didn't want to take. So yeah, as I said, I go for the Moonblast, do some more chip damage on this thing. It's now really low. I do get another Spectac drop, but that doesn't matter. But now though, Araquanid is in again, and yeah, as I said, it takes some more chip, but it still lives, so that means I just have to let something die again to this thing. So for the third time already, I just decide to sack off Lopunny right here, as it's kinda low and it gets outsped by Medicham since that thing is Scarfed. So down goes our beloved Playgirl, but now I do have another free switch and I decide to go into Latios. And I can just go for the Psyshock and finally knock the Spider out. Man, that thing just hit so hard. I really didn't expect that thing to be so powerful. It definitely put in work against my team, but luckily it's down right now. So now Carson has only his Medicham left, which I do outspeed because of my Choice Scarf. So 2 Psyshocks should do the trick against this thing, unless he managed to get either a crit or freeze me with Ice Punch. So let's see what happens. I go for the Psyshock, it lives. He goes for the Ice Punch, I mean. It does a lot of damage, but it doesn't crit or freeze me. So now I can just finish it off with a Psyshock. And yeah, that is pretty much GG. So I managed to pick up a 2-0 victory week 1, which is really nice. Definitely GG to Carson. It was a really good match. There wasn't any hacks as far as I know. I did get very lucky with the Sleep Dog turns though with Zygarde. If he had gotten to attack me and knock Aromatisse out, the match definitely would have took a different turn. He might have actually been able to sweep me right there. But I did manage to pick up a 2-0 victory, as I said. So starting the season off with a win, which is definitely nice. Anyway, if you liked this video, be sure to leave a like. Also definitely go ahead and check out Carson's channel and his side of the battle on his channel. Links in the description down below. And yeah, other than that, I have nothing else to say than thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later. Bye!